Home for Christmas. Ryan leaned back in his train seat, watching the snowy landscape rush by. Fields blanketed in white stretched into the distance, dotted with houses glowing with Christmas lights. Smoke curled from chimneys, and here and there, he caught glimpses of people bundled in coats, carrying wrapped gifts and shopping bags. It had been months since Ryan had been home. His job as a graphic designer kept him tied to the city, where deadlines and late nights seemed endless. But now, with Christmas just days away, he'd managed to take time off to visit his family in the countryside. The train slowed as it approached his hometown station, and Ryan felt a mix of excitement and nostalgia. He'd taken this same route every Christmas for years, and yet the sight of the familiar platform always brought a sense of calm. Stepping off the train, he was immediately greeted by the crisp, cold air and the faint scent of pine.
Ryan!
He turned to see his younger brother, Max, waving from near the station entrance. Max had grown taller since Ryan last saw him, but his wide grin was the same.
Max, look at you,
Ryan said, pulling him into a quick hug.
I've been the same height for a year, you know.
Max teased.
Come on, Mom's been watching the clock all day, waiting for you.
They piled into the family's old car, and Ryan couldn't help but smile as they drove through town. The streets were lined with glowing decorations, and every shop window seemed to be filled with cheerful displays. A large Christmas tree stood in the town square, its ornaments sparkling in the twilight.
Do you remember when we used to help decorate that tree?
Max asked.
Of course,
Ryan replied.
I think I was more interested in the free hot chocolate they gave us afterward.
Max laughed.
Nothing's changed there. They're still handing it out.
As they pulled up to their house, Ryan felt a warmth spread through him. The home he grew up in was just as he remembered, with its sloping roof, red shutters, and porch wrapped in twinkling lights. His mother had outdone herself with the decorations this year, even the old wooden sleigh by the door had been painted bright red and filled with pine branches. The door flew open before Ryan could even reach the steps.
There's my boy,
his mom exclaimed, wrapping him in a hug so tight he could hardly breathe.
Hi, Mom,
Ryan said, his voice muffled against her scarf. His dad appeared behind her, holding a tray of freshly baked cookies.
Welcome home, son. We saved a spot for you by the fire.
Inside, the house smelled of cinnamon, oranges, and the faint scent of wood smoke. The Christmas tree stood proudly in the living room, its branches heavy with ornaments collected over the years. Ryan noticed the little angel he'd made in kindergarten hanging near the top, slightly crooked but still holding its place of honor. After dinner, the family gathered in the living room. Ryan's mom handed out cups of hot cider, and Max started sorting through a box of old photos.
Remember this?
Max said, holding up a picture of them as kids, building a snowman in the front yard. Ryan chuckled.
I remember you insisting the snowman needed a scarf and then crying when Mom wouldn't let you use hers.
They all laughed, the sound filling the room with warmth. Later that evening, Ryan stepped outside to get some fresh air. The night was quiet, except for the faint sound of carolers singing a few streets away. Snow fell in soft flakes, and Ryan looked up at the sky, the stars twinkling faintly above. He thought about how much his life had changed over the years, how busy he'd become, always chasing the next project or deadline. Standing there in the stillness, he felt a deep sense of gratitude. Grateful for the cozy house he could always return to, for his family's unwavering support, and for the simple joys of being home. As he walked back inside, he paused for a moment, taking in the scene. His mom was knitting on the couch, Max was still flipping through photos, and his dad had fallen asleep in his chair, a book resting on his lap. Ryan smiled. This was Christmas, not the hustle and bustle of shopping malls or perfectly wrapped gifts, but the quiet, imperfect moments spent with the people he loved most. And for that, he was deeply, profoundly thankful. Vocabulary. Nostalgia, noun. Meaning, a feeling of happiness and sadness when thinking about the past. Example, he felt a mix of excitement and nostalgia as the train approached his hometown station. Platform, noun. Meaning, the flat area beside train tracks where passengers get on and off trains. Example, the sight of the familiar platform always brought a sense of calm. Chimney, noun. Meaning, a structure on the roof of a building that lets smoke escape from a fireplace. Example, smoke curled from chimneys as he watched the snowy landscape rush by. Twinkling, adjective. Meaning, shining with a light that flashes on and off quickly. Example, the porch was wrapped in twinkling lights. Teased, verb. Meaning, to make fun of someone in a playful or gentle way. Example, Max teased him about his height. Outdo, verb. Meaning, to do better than before or better than someone else. Example, his mother had outdone herself with the decorations this year. Scent, noun. Meaning, a pleasant smell. Example, the crisp air carried the faint scent of pine. Chuckle, verb. Meaning, to laugh quietly. Example, Ryan chuckled at the memory of decorating the town's Christmas tree. Bundle, up, phrasal verb. Meaning, to dress warmly in many layers of clothing. Example, he saw people bundled in coats, carrying shopping bags. Glow, verb. Meaning, to shine with a soft, warm light. Example, the houses were glowing with Christmas lights. Porch, noun. Meaning, a small covered area at the entrance of a house. Example, the porch was wrapped in twinkling lights. Ornament, noun. Meaning, a decoration, often used on a Christmas tree. Example, the Christmas tree's branches were heavy with ornaments collected over the years. Cider, noun. Meaning, a drink made from apples, often served warm. Example, his mom handed out cups of hot cider. Flip through, phrasal verb. Meaning, to quickly look at the pages of a book or photos. Example, Max was flipping through a box of old photos. Stillness, noun. Meaning, a calm and quiet state. Example, standing there in the stillness, Ryan looked up at the stars. Crackle, verb. Meaning, to make small, sharp, popping sounds. Example, the fire crackled softly in the living room. Grateful, adjective. Meaning, feeling thankful for something. Example, Ryan felt grateful for the cozy house he could always return to. Unwavering, adjective. Meaning, strong and steady, not changing or becoming weaker. Example, he was grateful for his family's unwavering support.